Now well known, isn't it, that of course Meghan Markle decided she didn't want to come over here to the United Kingdom to celebrate alongside King Charles III on his very special day, his coronation. It was left, of course, to his youngest son to, well, represent her and her two children. A lot of people were dismayed and disgusted by this because, after all, he'd been very gracious in escorting Meghan Markle down the aisle all of those years ago now, 5 years plus, at St. George's Chapel in Windsor, simply because her father was unable to. That's how she repaid him. Incredible when you think about it. But apparently things could have been totally different. And it was all down to, once again, status, power and demands. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. Neil Sean here. Nice to see you today. By the way, over here in the United Kingdom, we've got major rail strikes. But it's funny, isn't it, when you look in the history books, because literally on this day, way back in 1847, they'd announced the very first service from Euston in London, which was going to be like the intercity rail, as it were, the big thing of the day. And it's strange to think that, isn't it, all of those years ago when they launched it, on the day that they were supposed to be celebrating, everything has grinded to literally a halt. You can't get a train, you can't get around. I feel so sorry for people who have come over here to the United Kingdom on holidays and you've got those things planned, like, say, trips to the coast, Windsor, that sort of stuff. Terrible stuff, isn't it? But of course, you know, people have their reasons for striking. A lot of people don't have much sympathy. I'll leave it there. It's a little bit like not much sympathy, of course, for the former cable TV star Meghan Markle, who decided, I think rather bluntly, not to come over here to celebrate the coronation of King Charles III. Strange when you think about it, because whatever battles they had, you are a part of history. You can't replicate this day. It won't happen again. Once in a lifetime. Prince Harry graciously gave a few hours of his time, virtually speaking to no one, didn't stay behind, and of course couldn't wait to jump back on a plane, apparently to rush back to celebrate the birthday, the fourth birthday of his son, Prince Archie. Of course, without King Charles, he wouldn't be a prince, would he? There you go. But what's fascinating is simply this. One of the major guests over here was none other than the First Lady herself, Dr. Jill Biden. Now, a lot of people were very confused because they felt that, of course, the president should have come over, but we've told you before the reasons behind that. There's an historical attachment. Now, Dr. Jill, alongside, of course, a family member, represented, I felt, the United States very well, looked beautiful on the day, and really couldn't have asked for a better guest. I've been told that she thoroughly enjoyed the experience, quite literally living through history. Now, what was interesting and what's developed, as we now know, is that both Harry and Meghan had hoped previously to fly back on Air Force One after the Platinum Jubilee. And, you know, when you think about it, you can understand why they wanted to do that. It would look good on the world stage, you know, everybody looking at them. And suddenly they've got another powerful couple, obviously liking them and taking them under their wing. According to that very good source, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, they didn't give up there. Oh no, apparently Meghan wanted to come over for the coronation, but on the proviso that perhaps they could squeeze a lift out alongside Dr. Jill on Air Force One. As ever, we have to say allegedly. It's amazing to think, isn't it? Because obviously Meghan has these burning political ambitions, and to be alongside someone like the First Lady of the United States would do very well for them. Obviously, once again, very politely, they were rebuffed of this particular offer. That's why in the end, Prince Harry turned up here alone on American Airlines, flying in, of course, to Stansted. Fascinating stuff, but when you think about it, how many times do they have to be drilled over that really, without the lure of the British monarchy, you're simply micro-celebrities? Meghan truly is not giving up on this ghost, but what she must live in fear of now is, if, of course, Donald J. Trump comes, what she must live in fear, of course, is if Donald J. Trump becomes the 47th president of the United States, things could get even more difficult because, as we know, both she and Harry are not incredible fans of the former president. But for now, it appears that neither is the Biden administration either, much preferring the close, warm friendship alongside His Majesty the King, Queen Camilla, and the Prince and Princess of Wales. Boy, this is turning to be difficult. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.